Good morning. It is Wednesday, October 2nd, and that means it's time for This Week in Geek. I'm your host, Paul.
This is Aaron.
All right, and let's jump right to it because we've got a pretty packed show.
We do. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about.
All right, so let's start with what's going to be noteworthy this week with our single-issue comics.
Let's see. Looks like a couple really good ones that we were talking about earlier. Black Terror #1 by Dynamite, which looks really exciting. Ghost Rider #1, which, I'm excited because I want to see what they're going to do with it. More importantly, in the last, Spirits of Vengeance, with Carnage and all that, the stuff that's going on right now, the last page shows all the last Ghost Riders and all the incarnations of it, going back from the Ghost Panther through, I think there were like 25 of them there.
Wow.
So it looked really, really cool. So I'm wondering if they're going to be doing not so much of a backstory or a new introduction. I'm curious in where they're going to go with this. If they're, a new, path, a new segue with it, but if anything, Ghost Rider is awesome. And a lot of great fans that have been excited about it. More importantly, they've been talking about the show, that was going to be coming out. Yes. And I'm really upset about that.
Yeah, that sounded like that was going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And have you seen the rumblings on why this potentially got canceled?
Yeah, and it's... leave it to, corporations and money and the pettiness of it. It really seemed very petty. The one guy didn't want to play it, from what was it? Marvel's Shield, Agents of Shield. So
no, he was signed on.
Well, he was, but then he said that he didn't like the way the storyline was going, and so he kind of backed out a little bit, and then he said, "Okay, I'm going to do it," and then everything hit the fan. Yeah. So.
The rumor is now that they're looking at doing a female Ghost Rider for the movies.
Yeah. I'm all about women power and everything, but they in the episode in the issue of Carnage, there was a woman that was a protectorate, and she got the I wouldn't say the spirit inside of her. She didn't get the power, but she was protecting the village, and it didn't show her as a true Ghost Rider, and I don't feel as if I don't really remember if there has been an actual...
Yeah, and I'm wondering if it's the same character. Was this in, Mexico?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. She is a former, short-lived, and I could be wrong on that because I haven't been reading it, but she was a Ghost Rider.
Was she? Okay.
Alejandra or something like that?
Yeah, yes.
Which is the one they're saying that they might do for the movie now. Starring Bella Thorne.
That'll be interesting. Definitely be interesting.
That's one way to put it.
I like what they did with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They brought it, up and, prevalent, and I think they did a good job showing, his stare through and whatnot.
Yes.
And they really, if they go on that and they make it more of a, I hate using the terminology, like the people's hero, if they do something like that, I feel as if that would be a good storyline.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
I don't know, but it looks like that might be too little too late.
I think so as well. And then looks like you had picked out Odyssey by Dark Horse.
Yeah, Grendel, Devil's Odyssey.
Yes.
The reimagining or extension, I guess. It's not reimagining because they're going off of where it's been. Grendel Prime is the Grendel that's been around for a while, I guess.
Yes.
And he's going into outer space. That's what they're doing. He's searching the stars for a new home for mankind.
Space, the final frontier.
I guess, even for Grendel. But, usually, Matt Wagner usually can do no wrong with his stuff.
It's true.
Between Mage, Grendel, it seems like there's one more that I can't remember. But, check it out.
Definitely something to, while you're picking up your books at your local comic shop, pick it up, give it a gander, and also please let us know if this is something you hear about and you are interested in and you want to talk about. give us a shout out on our Facebook or on the podcast, and we can, revisit that and put more emphasis on that, going forward.
Definitely. Collected editions. It seems like I saw something and I didn't write it down because I'm dumb.
Looks like there are a couple. The Daredevil by Frank Miller, the boxed slipcase trade paperback set for $250, $250. Big fancy,
Yikes.
yeah. A lot of great details, insights, really nice packaging. That's coming out this week. That's really the only one that I saw that really was like, whoa, okay, kind of cool. So
outstanding. So I know we went over the ones that I picked. You were marking other stuff off,
yes.
Or did we basically have the same list?
Well, we had a very similar list. Great minds. The one that I didn't talk about was the Absolute Carnage Immortal Hulk, and. Yes. That is, holy moly, has that gotten, a lot of attention. Because you have Hulk, and now you have a symbiote merged with the Hulk. How much more powerful? It's mind blowing to see where they're going to go with this. And from the previews of it and just the snippets, and they've shown a couple of the variant covers that you saw on eBay and a couple of New York City Comic Cons exclusives, but all in all, the Hulk merged with a symbiote. I believe it was once prior in a What If. I believe that's what it was. I may be completely wrong, but I believe it was in a What If. And they really haven't talked about how that is going to transpire. The whole is it Bruce Banner as a symbiote, or is it Hulk with a symbiote? Is it a mixture of the two? Is it like, where we're, like the Professor Hulk kind of thing? Would it be like our Professor Hulk that's in our movies with a symbiote? How is it? So, it really looks exciting. I know, to our listeners, I've been on a big kick for the AC universe, and Absolute Carnage has not at all disappointed. Art-wise, story-wise, they really did a great job, and it's getting a lot of attention. Most importantly is because Marvel nailed this. Right. They did a great job, because not only did they get people excited about one primary character that is now has his own movie, has another movie coming out, but people who loved Spider-Man, loved Venom, loved Carnage from the 80s and primarily 90s. Yeah. And were fans of, now are getting, even more story, even more depth, even more background to, Null and, where the symbiotes are from, and the influence that they've had over the Marvel Universe. How, the Asgardians dealt with them. The Eternals dealt with them. And so there's a lot of backstory that just shows, how cool they are. Long story short, sorry for the rant, definitely is going to be a great book to pick up. And if you have been reading through them and enjoying the AC universe, again, let us know what your thoughts are, because I really am excited to see not only where they're going to go with Hulk as a symbiote merged together, but what kind of damage he's going to do, because Hulk smash. Now,
couldn't this also potentially go horribly, horribly wrong too? Because doesn't this give Carnage one more target?
It really does, and I think that was the reason. The reason the symbiote, from my understanding, jumped off of Eddie was because the symbiote felt that it needed to end this. It needed to put an end. And the only way was it went for the biggest gun in the room.
Gotcha.
And the biggest gun in the room, the Hulk.
Yeah, typically is.
Yeah. So definitely super pumped about that. Under Marvel, again, we talked about Ghost Rider #1 is going to be pretty cool. Spider-Verse #1 is coming out at $3.99. That is something that is going to play homage and talk more about, the Spider-Verse and the movie that, you can get on Netflix now and whatnot, so it's going to be touching with some of those characters.
I saw that.
So I the people that have really enjoyed the movie can really grab this, and, now this is a good segue into the Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, if you will.
But does this take place out of Marvel continuity?
Yes.
I figured it kind of has to right now, right?
It really, it looks as if it has bits and pieces, and again, this is just on previews. I wish, Marvel, if you're listening, hey, send us some previews so we can talk about them, because we'd love to. But from what I've seen on the internet, it looks as if it is going to have bits and pieces of, the original Spider-Verse that came out, I want to say about 5-10 years ago, and then aspects of the movie kind of ripped together.
Gotcha.
So
because my thought on it, why I brought that up, was, isn't Miles trapped in a symbiote right now?
That's exactly it. Miles is a symbiote. Yeah. So I feel he didn't jump out of it all of a sudden.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, definitely. And that's another thing. The Miles symbiote thing is kind of cool, because you see Miles fighting to try to be good and try to act out, and it just shows how powerful the symbiotes actually are over their hosts.
Wow.
So definitely, again, that's the whole AC Absolute Carnage universe. Other than that, that was the main ones that I really wanted to talk about right now. What about you?
I actually did find that collection I was talking about.
Oh,
they collected the 6-issue Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys Marvel History. And if you guys didn't check that out as it was coming out, pick that up. I've heard that was an awesome read.
It was very, very... The neat thing about it is that when you look at that, and it shows a very, I guess the more whimsical Ghost Rider, it kind of, he kind of is doing his own thing out there, and he doesn't care about his actions. He's kind of just going through the paces, and heck, if this blows up, oh well, I'm going to keep going. So that, and also another one was I believe there was Image did a Spawn, right? Wasn't a Spawn Destroys the Universe or something like that?
Probably, yeah.
There was something like that that Image did it, as well, and it... those are really neat reads, because they are just side stories. You don't have to be caught up on something to read it. You just can pick it up as, in this collection, you can just pick it up and read through it. And that was me whacking the mic, guys. Sorry about that. But you can just read through it, and it gives a full story. It's a one shot, read.
Right. Yeah, and I think that's reasonably priced. I think it's a $12.99 or
yes,
$13.99, $14.99.
Very inexpensive.
Sorry, it's $17.99.
Oh, okay.
But still, reasonable enough for a 6-issue full storyline.
Yeah, especially when the comics themselves were $3.99 a piece. So
All right. Moving on, we want to touch on the Marvel Legends.
Marvel Legends
debacle that happened this week,
guys. So if you guys haven't noticed, there's been a lot of stores getting exclusives. A lot of stores, getting. God bless you.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
Got one more? Okay.
Nope. Go ahead.
So it's been really cool. But GameStop, unbeknownst to anyone, decided that they were going to start shelving a New York City Comic-Con exclusive that was only given 2 per store. It was supposed to be held for release for the Comic-Con, which is coming this weekend. But the stores didn't get notification until the boxes shipped. So the stores, of course, started out west, going to, East Coast, started shelving them. Of course, social media catches on, people see it, and now people are going to the shop and asking for it. Hey, do you have this? Do you have that? Well, both Paul and I were lucky enough to, track it down. And this is a War Machine Iron Man figure. Punisher, War Machine, just beautiful. Iron Man. The best way to describe it is just all black, Punisher logo, all kinds of guns, and a very beefy figure. I opened it up, I played with it, made it some poses, and it is a great figure. The only thing that I could say is that everyone that I've talked to or seen, it seems like when they were printing the chest, they kind of printed a little off-center. So when you go to line up the skull and the teeth, he's kind of twisted a little bit. But you know what? Who cares?
So it's kind of like a Tennessee Punisher.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's a great figure though. So unfortunately, GameStop and Hasbro not too happy with each other. But to us that that we're able to get it. It's a great figure, and I really not only picked up that this week, but there was another Punisher figure that came out, which was I want to say the Frank Castle, more
of an urban, like camo pants, leather jacket.
Yes, they did this. I want to say. With Marvel Legends, and they did an alternative where they had him in a khaki kind of outfit, and then him in a black outfit, with the guns,
with the face painted.
Yes, and so they did a good job on that. That also came out, and then of course we have the Ultimate Symbiote Killer. Which is, one of my favorite, the Anti-Venom.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure where we were going with that.
Okay, yeah. So, they did a great job, all white, some silver and black accents on them. And again, that was a GameStop exclusive. Also, your local comic shops were able to get. I believe that was the only place right now. Hasbro Toy Shop was releasing them, but I think they were held for like another week or so. But it is available, it is out there, but again, a really cool figure.
Yeah, some of the other stuff that was supposedly still in the pre-order phase was starting to show up, I noticed. The Giant Man repack that was the Build-A-Figure. They've now is a single-pack box figure. I saw that's also out already.
Yeah, it's, for those of us who went and took the time to get all the figures and build them, it kind of feels like a slap because it's a cool figure and all, but it's just if you went through in the Build-A-Figures, they've never just released a Build-A-Figure like that before, except for the Thanos that they did with the glove difference. That was
there was a glove difference on it, and I know he had a different face.
Yeah, the Walmart exclusive.
Oh, yeah. No, I was talking about the MCU Thanos.
Oh, the 3-pack.
It was in the 3-pack,
yes. Yeah. Well, then I would say they did it twice then.
Yes. So okay. Yeah. I heard rumblings that might be a thing going forward. Like, they may re-release Build-A-Figures like this now.
Yeah, that's,
but where do you decide which ones are going to be done? Do you go with ones that there were some that had such short-packed figures that you couldn't finish the Build-A-Figure? Because that was kind of my thought on the Giant Man. Yeah. Because the Black Panther and one other figure in that line, I don't remember which one, were supposedly so short-packed that everybody was missing a piece.
There was that. There was also the Sentinel Build-A-Figure, and then there was the original. Yep. And then the Build-A-Figure that had oh my gosh. I'm losing my mind. Apocalypse.
Which Apocalypse. One? They've done a couple of them now.
The one that just came out where Guardian was its head, and Guardian was such a short. You couldn't get Guardian. Guardian from the Tal Shiar.
Gladiator.
Gladiator. Sorry.
Yeah, no, Guardian was just the torso for Wendigo.
That's right. My brain. So many Marvel Legends. You need a spreadsheet to keep track of them. But yeah, so that was such a small pack that a lot of people never got the heads.
Crazy
for it. So I know a couple people that have the figures that want to get that and complete the set, but they don't want to spend $50 for the one figure.
That's insane. So, yeah.
Right. I would on that note say, if they did the Fing Fang Foom again.
Oh yeah, well, because wasn't that technically like two waves in one?
Yes, and that you cannot get. unless you go for the Japana, the fakey knockoff, which I hate that because it really takes away and devalues it. But you can't get Fing Fang Foom, the Build-A-Figure pieces, for under a complete set for like $300.
I believe it.
And it stands like 2 feet tall. It's a great figure. But...
the other one like that was the comics version of Ronan the Accuser.
Oh, yes.
Right? He was another one that
yes.
you couldn't find.
Could not find at all. So, definitely, if they go that route, I hope that Hasbro thinks about the collectors and thinks about the searching that people have done for that. And if they do go that route, they do something where maybe it's a variation.
Yes.
Or maybe it's a variation that includes something different, like a different face or an interchangeable something or other. Something that makes it different and doesn't devalue the original.
Right.
That's what I would hope they would do.
One that it's staring us in the face almost figuratively because they just did this.
Yeah.
And
Same.
We're not even bringing it up. Juggernaut.
Yeah. They
did a whole new head. There are 2 different heads, I think.
2 different heads, yeah. So. And that was it. Just okay, here we go. Repack.
Right.
So.
All right. I'm going to give you the floor for this next section.
Oh boy. October 4th, baby. Triple Force Friday. Okay, guys.
Now, before you get into the rundown, though, this year's a little bit different, isn't it?
Oh, it is exciting. They are not only... We have The Mandalorian. We have, The Rise of Skywalker. We have the cartoon that's coming, the whole... I just went blank. I hate it.
There's 2 cartoons, right?
There's two, yeah.
Resistance, the second and final season.
Yep, Resistance, and then...
And they're bringing back the Clone Wars.
Yeah. Clone Wars, yeah. And that together is, what they really are focusing on. But on top of that, the release of Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, yeah, the video game.
That really is... So, it really is,
quadruple.
There's like 5 five cool things coming out.
Yeah.
But all in all, it really looks exciting, and there's a lot of Star Wars comes in spades, where you have a year of Star Wars like woohoo, and then it's a down. Then it's a year woohoo, and then it's down. And this year is a huge woohoo because you have TVs, you have cartoon, you have box office, and you have a lot of amazing figures. And that's where I'm going to segue into the unofficial product checklist. And I'm going to do my best, guys, to get this up onto our Facebook page for us, so you guys can download it. Again, this is the unofficial product checklist. It is going around the internet right now, and I will say that I'm going to give credit and shout out to yakface.com. They really are the leaders in trying to get tools together to best go out there and find what you're looking for. So shout out to them, and that's what I'm kind of going off of. So what we're going to be looking at is Black Series figures, which are the 6-inch. And there's going to be, a Wave 22, which is going to be a red and a black box. There's going to be again, Wave 22 first edition white and red box. They're hinting at a Wave 23, but we don't know yet if, that is in fact going to be happening now, or if it's going to be pushed toward more the Christmas time. But the exciting thing that I'm super excited for is what they're calling the carbonized figures. And that's going to be an Amazon exclusive, a Target exclusive, a GameStop, and a Walmart. So we're looking at a Sith Trooper for Amazon, the Mandalorian for Target, Second Sister Inquisitor for GameStop, and then First Order Jet Trooper for Walmart.
Interesting.
So those are going to be the carbonized figures. And then you're going to go into the exclusives on top of that, which is going to be a Purge Trooper for GameStop, a First Order Elite Snow Trooper for Target, and then the Mystery Box for Target. And I want to talk about the Mystery Box. First time that they've done this. essentially what the mystery box is, if any of you guys are familiar with Funko. Funko has done mystery boxes where you get, your Funko and then you get a t-shirt or whatnot. There's also been like the TWD supply drop and loot crate.
Right.
It's very similar to that, but now what Hasbro has done is they gave an exclusive to Target. So what's going to happen is you're going to have in that, and if you don't like spoilers, fast forward for about 10 seconds. If you don't mind the spoilers, so far you're going to get the first order figure, which is going to be the Elite Snowtrooper. You're going to get a really awesome hat. It's a wool hat with a really cool insignia on it, a pin, and then the cool thing is going to be a comic. And this is going to be a comic that is going to be only for that issue. So it's going to be a variant just for that box.
Interesting.
So that right there, and with about a $30 price point, I believe it was like $34 to $39. You figure if you're already spending $20 for the figure, why not get the box and get the extra stuff in it? Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing is that box is going to be available actually before the actual figure per se is available. And the boxes actually have started hitting local Targets now.
Oh, no kidding. Well, I can tell you right now, it's not the one in Clay. I was there tonight.
Unfortunately, Clay seems to be, again, for those of you who are not, from the area, we are on, the far East Coast, and everything that happens out in California, and they get the flow of the trucks. And then here, it seems that their local Clay one is a little slower than the Fayetteville or, the Cicero one. They seem to be more on the ball. But, again, that's pretty much the 6-inch. And then we have the Vintage Collection, which is the 3 and 3¼ ones. And
highly articulated.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a ton of those. And again, I don't want to go rambling on, but we're going to have awesome, a Luke Skywalker, the Yavin variant. There's going to be vehicles. There's going to be play sets. A Jabba's play set. Hello. That's good. I mean, that's just going to be cool to get. It brings me back to the 80s when I went to Toys R Us and I got my Jabba's playset, and it had little doors that opened up, and you had the little the figures, and Jabba's tail went back and forth.
Yes.
I mean, it brings back some really awesome memories. And then, of course, you have the regular figures of Rey. You're gonna have a Jet Trooper, a Poe, a Luke Skywalker, X-wing, and, so a lot of great figures. And then, of course, it jumps onto Galaxy Adventures, figures. There's going to be a whole bunch of really cool interactive, games and toys. And then, of course, everyone's favorite is going to be the Funkos. And there are a ton of Funkos and a ton of Legos coming out. And these are play sets. These are things that are, characters from the movie, from the Mandalorian, all that stuff. And it's going to be, so you're going to have Funkos from the movie, Funkos from the Mandalorian, and Funkos from Jedi Fallen Order. Mm-hmm. You're going to have play sets from all those as well. And it's going to be for everyone. There's going to be literally something that you can go and pick up and really, immerse yourself in the Force Friday experience. And so I know a lot of people are excited, to go out there and, be there at midnight, for those releases.
But that's the thing.
Whether it's going to happen or not, we don't know yet.
Everything I'm seeing is there's not really any midnight releases. Walmart will be because it's open 24 hours.
Yes.
But I've seen confirmed off the Facebook pages and stuff. Think Geek, Disney.
Yep.
8 a.m. Target is not opening at midnight.
No, really? Okay.
Yeah. So if you're going out at midnight, you're just going to Walmart.
You're Walmart, yeah.
Otherwise, everyone's got to take the day off on Friday morning and
wait in
go
line.
get it. Yeah.
Definitely is, unlike the days when Toys R Us was around, and Toys R Us did the midnight release, and you stood in line, and there were people dressed up. So, I mean, all in all, it seems like there's going to be enough places to get the stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of, if you are looking for that specific item, you may need to decide, okay, well, if I want the carbonized, I got to go to Target. I have to go here. I have to pick and choose. If you're looking to just grab the figures, again, it looks like Walmart has a floor display,
nice.
which is going to have a whole bunch of different stuff on it, which, typically, for those of you, that are listening and are hunters, it typically goes towards in front of electronics.
Yes.
So they typically open it up right there, and then from there, it gets, divvied out to the toy aisle. So, all in all, I know personally, I'm going to probably go out midnight to Walmart, just because, my shout out to my boy Dylan, who we have done many of hunts before. We're going to go and see what we can figure out. I know some people have also been picking things up kind of early by getting, the Walmart cashiers to price override and whatnot. Only problem is with that is it skews the inventory. So when, the ability for the stores to reorder and know that, hey, this was sold, if they're just ringing up a generic $24.99 and they're not bringing up that figure, it's not taking out of the inventory. They don't know they need to reorder it, so it actually ends up hurting people and hurting us that are looking for it. So I know a lot of people have been posting on Facebook, hey, I got this, hey, I got that. Well, that's cool, but all in all you're doing is making it harder for everyone else to get them when they do have them. Yeah, so, but...
It's a way to go, assholes.
Yeah, great job for screwing it for little people.
I do want you to go back and explain the carbonized figures for them.
Yeah, so...
For everyone.
The carbonized figures, those are going to be awesome. Essentially, what they're going to have is they're going to have a more of a metallic sheen to them.
Okay, so it is a paint application.
It is. Okay. It is going to be a paint application. The price point for those is going to be $24.99, whereas the standard Black Series are going to be at $19.99. Okay? The difference is the box is going to have a sheen to it.
Nice.
And then the figures... From, again, what I've seen, they, have a metallic sheen to it. They also have a little bit more paint and detail, so there'll be slight variations in the character itself. So the Mandalorian, the regular, black and red box, doesn't have, we'll say, markings of blaster on it. Whereas the carbonized will have, some battle damage. The second sister may have a scrape or, a blaster, a pop mark, whereas the carbonized has that more focused on. So that's what they're making the paint apps more detailed to basically justify that price difference.
Gotcha. That's cool.
So that's what the carbonized version means.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Anything else to hit on the Star Wars front before we go into what we're reading?
That's pretty much it. I am just excited for everyone to get out there and really, enjoy yourself, be safe, and again, let us know, what you picked up, and if there's something you want to talk about, if you want to focus on something, on a new release that's coming out for that figure, or even if you want to do like a general discussion of it. One thing that Paul and I were talking about is, the Jedi Fallen Order game that's going to be coming out. I'm definitely going to be picking that up. We'll go through it, do some playing on it, as long as our significant others don't mind us wink playing, a video game, but hey, and then we'll come back and tell everyone what we think.
Now, when does that drop?
That is, again,
Force Friday?
Force Friday.
The game's coming too.
Yep,
Outstanding.
They are dropping everything, so it's going to be exciting. A lot of stuff.
Like, wallets cannot handle this.
A lot of credit cards being charged.
Yes. All right, so Aaron, what are you reading this week?
We are going to be, of course, grabbing Absolute Carnage, the Hulk. We're going to be picking up under DC. We're going with our Batman, of course, DCeased number 5. It's been fantastic. That DCeased, storyline, it does such a great job of twisting the ideas of, a disease, a pathogen being, from a cyborg, and just being able to just go after and turn people just the best person really badass and crazy where they don't care. So DCeased, is going to be great. Deathstroke has been really, really good as well. And, all in all, I think that is the most for DC. Again, Marvel, we're picking up Spider-Verse, Star Wars, Ghost Rider, and, Absolute Carnage. How about you?
The one I'm focusing on is Contagion, #1 by Marvel Comics.
Yes, that... I forgot about that one. That is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I have the blurb here if you want me to read it off.
Yeah, definitely.
A new evil beyond understanding comes to the Marvel Universe. A seemingly unstoppable force has invaded the Marvel Universe, and it's going to take every hero the streets of New York has to stop it. A strange substance is taking over heroes and citizens alike, draining them of their life force, stealing their knowledge and abilities, and neither science nor magic can stop it. Where did it come from? Can anything destroy it? And who will fall to its awful, overwhelming power?
Dun dun dun.
Yeah. I almost get like a 28 days later vibe off of that.
It seems very... I hate to say it seems very similar to what's happening kind of in the DC universe. Seems like they kind of play off of each other, but I mean, hey, that's what brothers and sisters do. But with this, the idea that it's coming from someplace else is really exciting. Mm-hmm. So... more importantly, the idea that, it's taking their thoughts and their powers, how is that going to, is it going to absorb them all into one character? Is it going to be all in one individual and then they can choose what powers they use or don't use? Or is it going to be going into, say, a vault and,
right.
you kind of pick out what powers you need? So that definitely does look pretty cool.
Well,
definitely a good pick.
It should be obvious why I'm reading it, too. One of the main players in this is Moon Knight.
Well, of course. I mean, Moon Knight is one of the most underrated characters out there, and very excited for what's coming in the future for Moon Knight.
Oh, I can't wait.
I really hope they do that well.
They better.
Have you heard anything in terms of who they're looking to play Moon Knight?
Not yet.
See,
they haven't really said yet.
They haven't. And I know... on the idea of the, I guess what's Phase 4 or what is it? What Phase 4?
It's got to be Phase 4. Yeah.
I think it's called Phase 4. I know they have Wolverine as Harry Potter. I guess is going to be playing Wolverine.
That's got to be a rumor right now, though. They're not even close to that, are they?
So they've been showing him in the gym. They've been showing him getting beefier. There's been a lot of talk about. Him, playing Wolverine. I mean, he is short of stature,
mm-hmm.
and he is a great actor. So we'll see, if that could come to fruition. But, again, more rumors.
Yeah.
And so, again, I'm waiting to hear what the rumors are going to be for Moon Knight. So.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I have for this week.
That's it. Wow.
Hey, we still did good. It's a 40-minute episode.
Pretty good.
Better than a 3-minute episode like last week.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, the slave drivers at work didn't let me leave, so I apologize that you guys just had, the 3 minutes, but hopefully we made up for this week with some great stuff. Again, we value our listeners, and we really enjoy the comments on Facebook and the people that take the time to listen and give us that feedback. So keep it coming, and please, enjoy the comics, enjoy your local comic shops, and I think that's pretty much it. All I gotta say is cheers all.
This has been a GeekPod Network production. Show notes and links to our social media can be found on our webpage, www.geekpod.com. That's G33kpod.com. Want to help us out? Please rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. Reviews really help keep us on the charts. Thanks, guys, and see you next time.